All right, so we're going to rewrite each expression so that the exponent is positive. When we have negative exponents, we're going to go ahead and move them to the denominator. So this becomes 1 over 3 squared. And when you move that 2 down, it becomes positive. And then 3 squared is 9. So this is the same thing as saying 1/9. Okay. Same thing here. Rewrite each expression so that each exponent is positive. We'll go ahead and do number 10. I have 1 over n to the negative 8 and n to the negative 5th. So since they're both negative, we're going to move them up. So this m moves to the numerator. So this becomes m8. And then we have n to the negative 5. There's nothing else left, so I don't need a denominator. But if there was, I would put one. Okay, number 11, simplify each expression. We're going to go ahead and show your work. So the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to simplify our coefficients. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So now I have 3x squared, and then we have y cubed, and then we have x squared and y. Now, before I mess with anything else, we're going to go ahead and do our division. So I'm going to start subtracting. Well, 2 minus 2, well, that gives me 0. And remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, so the x's will cancel. 3, this one has an exponent of 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2. That is positive, so I don't have to worry about doing anything else. So this is 3y squared. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and look at number 16. You have c to the 8th over c to the negative 4. You never want to deal with your negatives first. You always want to deal with the division first because sometimes when you subtract them, they are no longer negative. So when I subtract our exponents, we have c to the 8 minus negative 4. Well, when I subtract negative 4, that becomes addition. So this becomes c to the 12th. It's positive. It can stay in the numerator. It's fine. All right, we'll go ahead and do number 19, and then the rest you will do by yourself. So we're going to deal with the numerator before we touch the denominator because remember we talked about before the numerator and denominator have kind of hidden parentheses, so we got to deal with them first. We are multiplying, so we have the same base, and when we're multiplying, when you have the same base and you're multiplying, you add the exponent. So I have x to the power of 2 times x, well, that's a power of 1, so that becomes x to the power of 3 times y to the negative 5th times y, all over x to the 4th y cubed. Well, again, we have the same base, so we're going to add our exponents because we're multiplying. Negative 5 plus 1 becomes negative 4. So I have x to the power of 3, y to the negative 4, divided by x to the 4th, y to the 3rd. Again, we're going to go ahead and subtract them first. So 3 minus 4, I get negative 1, so this is x to the negative 1. Negative 4 minus 3 would be y to the negative 7th. Okay, remember when you're subtracting them, things are just in the numerator. So now I have no denominator. Well, these are both negative, so I have to send them to the denominator. So this is going to become 1 over x to the 1st and y to the 7th. And when you send them to the denominator, or when you flip where they are, it will become positive.